Good afternoon, T.
Good afternoon.
So tell me a little bit about your accident.
Okay, 2 years ago, the day of your walk, the American Heart Association, which is September 17th, was life flighted to Vanderbilt and didn't think I'd make it. And first of all, I would like to thank God, my wife for getting me to the emergency room, and Vanderbilt Life Flight people for getting me over to the hospital. And I want to thank Vanderbilt. I want to thank Trustpoint Hospital for 21 days of therapy afterwards. And I want to thank anybody that was out there and involved with me. And I was still struggling for the whole year, and I finally found H3O Aquatics January of this year, which has a heated pool, and that's what really made me change. And since then, I've got where I can walk into public without having a cane or anything. I'm doing pull-ups on the ladder out here, and I walk the treadmill at least twice a week. If I don't make it twice a week, I feel like I'm missing something. So, but that's where I am today, and I want to make sure everybody's recognized.
Now, what happened to your heart that day?
Well, I had congestive heart failure, and we found out later, Ancient Orange from Vietnam, and it had been in me for 47 years, just eating away at my heart.
So, T, what actually did they do with your heart when you were at Vanderbilt that day?
Okay, when I was at Vanderbilt, they opened me up, took my heart out, and seen what a mess it was. And the Ancient Orange, the big scab on the bottom left, ate up to the valve and ate the valve open. So I was losing blood in my body cavities, why I lost blood pressure and I was so weak. So they had it in a solution way, I was told, for 9 hours, scraping the scab off. When they were done, about a fourth of my heart was gone. And they put it back in, put a new pig's valve in, and triple bypass, and said, you'll probably be on a wheelchair the rest of your life, but you'll be alive. And between God and me, we sort of proved that wrong. I do have my 2-year doctor's appointment next Wednesday, and I don't think my doctor here at Vanderbilt Heart in Murfreesboro will recognize me, but he's good, and I love it because his wife comes to this same place, and I love it.
All right, T, so explain the exercises that you're fixing to do and how they've helped you.
Okay, my exercises are self-motivated, and I'm doing what feels best to me. I warm up on the steps when I first get to H3O, and I do that for a couple minutes, and then I start doing some lifts. And the lifts, my core area where they took my heart out, feels like it's not back together as tight as it should be, and my muscles keep tightening and tightening, and absolutely has made a big difference. I used to couldn't lift but a couple of pounds, and I could feel my gut sort of push out, but now I'm okay with 10 pounds, 15, and just don't overdo it because I got a bad back. But my middle section, my core area is really improved. And when I do my lifts, I try to suck it in and hold my breath. It makes it a little harder, but at the same time, I started out in January doing 10. And I've had a couple of days while I was at the pool, not all at once, but I've done 150. So it's really improved, but just 20 more here, 20 more there. Next thing you know, you're up there.
Yeah.
And I expect to continue. Okay, what I do, I get on the steps, and I suck it in, and I try to stiffen my body, lift my head up. I can see my hands. Then I start counting, and I'll count maybe 10, maybe 15, maybe 20. But whatever feels good without overstrain. And then after I do 20, I'll do a couple more arm exercises, and then I'll do another 20 or 25 more. So, I don't know if anybody's counting today, but I'm getting up there, about 15.
Now, where do you feel those at?
Okay, feel it in my biceps, and I feel it right here in my abdomen. Man, grabbing just gets, you can feel the pain go down, and just like it's pulling me together to get there. And that's what it's actually helped me here in my core area.
Now, how have you noticed that your core being stronger has helped your walking ability?
Well, by it being stronger, tightens my center body up. This pool therapy has tremendously helped me. Okay, from the lifts, I'll take a break, go over to the treadmill and work those legs and make that heart start beating a little faster. So, but treadmills start out 2 miles an hour to get warmed up, and I have went up as far as 7 miles an hour, which is the fastest it will run. But the exercise on the treadmill, I can't do it out on the street, because once I walk half a mile, quarter mile maybe, my back's hurting and I got to sit down. But I can walk in here. I have went as far as I did a 5K one day, but it was in 2 sessions. So I did 1.6 and 1.5, but I was all the same visit to the pool. I try to work at least 40 minutes while I'm here, sometimes an hour.
So you were told that you would never walk again, and a triple bypass,
No.
and now you're doing 5Ks and good
Yes.
workouts.
Yes, yes. And every time I get out of the pool, the rest of that day I feel amazing. I'm a little tired sometimes, but you breathe easier. Everything just, you can move around so much easier.
Now, how does your back pain handle it in the water?
Your buoyancy, and we're in about 4 foot of water, and oh man, it's nice.
So after your heart surgery, you couldn't go and improve your cardiovascular health because it hurt too much.
Couldn't go to therapy at St. Thomas, Rutherford, because my back. I couldn't get on the machines because they told me no strenuous exercise like that. And the heated pool here is the whole story. Because when you get done, you get out, take a shower in a nice heated area, and you never notice that you ever had a chance to get cold.
T, what advice would you give to somebody who is going through cardiac rehab, or who has had some heart trouble and wants to increase their cardiovascular health?
This would be the best thing for anybody with cardiovascular problems, but check with your doctor, make sure it's okay. And everybody I've talked to said, oh my gosh, what have you been doing? Everybody needs to do that. They've seen it in me. And I also, if you have arthritis or hurting joints and hip replacement, knee replacement, jump in this pool and just take it easy. There's rails here you can hold on and get started. Give you an idea, my first visit, 30 minutes. I went 4/10 of a mile in 30 minutes. So now I've 26 minutes, done a 5K.
All right, well, thank you for sharing your story, T.
You're sure welcome, man. I just hope many people see this, understand what therapy really means. Because if it wasn't for therapy, I'd be in a wheelchair, sitting around, and tomorrow is exactly 2 years from my little helicopter ride to Vanderbilt.